said, okay, I need to travel. I have not gone on a vacation for so long. How do I get to do this? My name is Eve, and as usual, I bring to you conversations about just kawaida day-to-day living. And I bring this conversation because we traveled earlier this year in April to Diani with my children. I have two kids, so I traveled myself and my kids, and my other friends and their kids. We were 5 of us. We were supposed to be 6, but eventually we traveled as 5, and we had 9 children with us. Yes, it is possible. So let's go straight to it. How did this happen? I had the idea. I wanted to travel. I wanted my kids to just travel. So I told one of my friends, hi, I'm thinking about this travel. What do you think? She said, cool, I have been thinking about it. Then she was like, okay, let's form a WhatsApp group. And then she added a friend. Then I called another mutual friend, and she said she's game. Then that friend told her cousin, who was game. And then I told another friend who was like, oh, hell yeah, let's do this. So we formed a WhatsApp group, and then we started planning. And we did it really, really fast. And to some extent, kuna mahali ilifika, we thought that, okay, this is not happening. It was a little bit slow, but we caught up. And we got a house in Diani. I think it's called Beach Road. I cannot remember. I don't know. I can't remember the details. Of course, I didn't know that I was gonna film this, so forgive me for the details, for the lack of the details. But anyway, it was Diani. It was a walk to the beach, and it was there's the beach front, and then there's now, I think, the Diani Beach Road, and then now it was just after the beach road. So we just crossed the road, and then you go to the beach. So the house had 3 bedrooms, all en suite, and then it had a very big loft, and we had a total of 3, 4, 5, 7 beds. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, 7 beds. So you see, that's enough space. The house costed 25,000 per night, and we did 3 nights, 4 days, 3 nights. So that was 75,000, all of us. Yeah, we traveled by SGR, and when you're traveling with SGR, you have to book early so that you get the best seats, and so that you can also have the same carriage. Msiende summer in whatever carriage and the others in another. We wanted to have fun, so one of us booked the seats, and it will cost you 1,000 for the adults and 500 for the kids. Please note, there's a cap of what is the age for a kid. You should look into that. I think maybe by 11, I'm not sure. Then in SDR, of course, you carry your snacks. So we had bought in the supermarket snacks. We had baked. We had 2 bakers. I'm a baker myself, and one of my friends is also a baker, so we had baked, and everyone brought their stuff, and we shared. But now that you're talking about SGR, I didn't find it awful. I did not. People are quite flexible and accommodative there. You can switch seats and stuff. Some people will try to steal your seats when you come in late. But the night travel felt longer than the day trip back. We went Thursday night. You have to plan your days right. We traveled Thursday night. So we got there in the morning. We checked in, freshened up, swam. So you see, we already had a full Friday, full Saturday, full Sunday, plus the nights. Then we traveled back Monday during the day. Smart. You have to be smart with these things. So the trip was actually good. Going to SGR, it was crazy because in both instances, going and coming back, we were almost left. Kwanza coming back, literally, it was like God who saved us. So we were super, super late going, but it helped that I arrived earlier, and then I just printed out the tickets so that when the rest came in, we just dashed in. And it's crazy, like with all the bags, and it's crazy. Then coming back, of course, we underestimated the jam at the ferry. So there was some traffic, but our guy was really good. And then you remember there was the fuel issue. There was no fuel. So we also wasted a little bit of time to kitafuta fuel, and then we didn't get it. So we were even wondering, gosh, will this vehicle get to the SGR? So anyway, we went, but it was in the nick of time. But we were the last ones. And I guess they were really, really helpful at the security check. because I saw I guess they figured we have kids, we have so many bags, so they really helped us with the trolleys. They helped us push, they helped us with the lift. It was just awesome. We had to tip them. They really helped us. And anyway, the trip back was also really good because you also get to see animals. It's also a safari on the way back. So I have covered accommodation cost, but when you're there, I would advise you also get a chef, because it is exhausting if you're there to relax. So imagine you're the one doing the cooking, because it was self-catering. You're the one doing the cooking, washing the dishes. It's too much. So we got our guy to get us a chef. We got one for 2,000 for the whole day. He comes in very early, cooks your breakfast, your lunch, does and the supper, does the dishes. Then you pay him 2K. I think it's worth. It's a cost that is worth. The thing we did was we bought the food ourselves. So the one we went out on Friday. Now, after we had freshened up and rested a bit, we went to the supermarket, and then we bought all the supplies that we needed: the meats, the nyanyas, the whatevers, the rice, just basic stuff, nothing complicated, and a few spices and water, because water runs out a lot. So we bought the supplies ourselves, but of course we were underestimating how much we would eat. The kids eat a lot, so we also had to do top ups, and then the tuk guy who brought us during the first day was the guy we used. So we just call him and tell him this is what we need. Go to the super shop for us. Go to the market, because anyway he knows, he was a good guy. He knows who are the guys with the best deals in terms of fruits, fresh vegetables. So we just send him, then he'd bring them, and then we'd pay him, plus we'd pay. Actually, there's a time he even paid for the supermarket. Then when he came, he brought the receipt. We paid him back. So that's how food went. But aside from just going to Diani, and I've said, remember, we were just a walk to the beach, so that was really good. And the kids were super happy. The first day we went to the beach, it was late, jioni kabisa, and they were so excited to see all the little crabs. They were like, oh my god, it was just interesting. It was just good. And the more the merrier. Then on Saturday, no, on Sunday, I think, during the day, we just decided to do a really long walk along the beach, and we dandied on a bash or on a live band in in one of the beachfront hotels. So that's the you don't miss out on the fun. So we dandied, and you'd have thought we are staying there, but it was a lot of fun. The kids danced a lot. We got our hennas done. We got to take some coconut water. Then the kids had a lot of fun picking shells. We picked a lot, and we even have for us we made a frame with the shells. We also saw some dead fish, and the kids were like, that one was so exciting for them. They also saw like a tiny little fish that was not dead, and they were like, oh, let's get it back to the water. So as in, what I'm trying to say is, fun is the little things. On Saturday, we went to Kisitempunguti Marine Park, Wasini Island there, and it was really fun. So the cost was 3,000 per adult, 1,500 per child, including lunch and you getting picked and dropped to your hotel or wherever you're staying. So we went. We had a dhow ride, which was really good. They are really professional. I was surprised. The captain of the dhow will even speak to you in English. He will explain, this is what you should expect. These are the security measures we take. This is what you should do. This is what you should expect. This is the timeline. I was surprised. It was so professionally done. So in Wasini, we got to see the dolphins. Of course, we were a combination of groups, our groups, and like two other groups. So we got to see the dolphins. That was so exciting. We made a lot of noise, and I think they went. But we were so happy because there's some people who go and they don't get to see them, but we saw them. It was so exciting. Then we got to the marine park. It was awesome. Of course, people like me, I was scared to swim, but I went in, and I actually did wear the snorkeling goggles, and I went uko deep, and there was a guy in a floater. One of the guys, from the Dow, they helped. So I told him I'm not good with swimming. I was like, okay, let's go. Hold on to the floater. Let's go. So we went. It was just beautiful to see the many. Those are fishes because there are many, and you could see the schools of fish, and it was so deep down there. It was even scary. It was so deep. To an extent, we got somewhere and I told him, no, you are here, yes, but I lack the confidence to go further. You see the ocean floor going deeper and deeper, but it was so beautiful. So we did that. The kids were happy to snorkel. Everybody else did. The swimmers swam. Then we did a sand castle building. We did the scrubs. It was just beautiful. And one of my baby refused to leave the Dow. He was so afraid of swimming, but he left later when we were going for lunch, and it was such a major milestone. Yeah. So later, after that, after the dolphins, after the marine park, you're taken for lunch. You find the lunch ready. I think lunch could have been done better, but okay, fine. They tried. And one of the groups that was there shared their seafood platter with me and one of my friends. We were sitting on the same table. So that was my first time eating crab, and it was really tasty. I guess I can do well with seafood. So that happened. We took our lunch and we went back. Of course, we tipped the guys as we could. We took awesome photos, and then we went back to the hotel. The swimming pool is very, very important because, of course, see, the ocean is intimidating, especially for someone like me who is not good at swimming. I hardly swim. I have not yet learned well. And for the children as well, plus the water is salty. It is not feasible, even if you are at the coast, until you can just stay in a place that does not have a pool. Yeah. So swimming pool is important because we would wake up in the morning, and after breakfast the kids would be like pumped to go swim. During the day they would even prefer, by the way, they would prefer to swim in the swimming pool than go to the beach. At night we'd also have a good swim. It was awesome. The swimming pool, I think, makes a larger extent makes the trip what it is. The swimming pool, yeah, it does. Like even my small boy who was refusing to leave the Dow because of the water, he eventually got the confidence as well, like jumping in the pool and stuff. The older girls, they even learned, they taught each other how to do backflips and stuff, and they were diving, and it was just fun. So swimming, a good swimming pool has to be, like a top priority. So when it comes to just the cost, I know I've touched on it, but let me just give the breakdown for now. Myself, yeah. Remember, all these costs that I've said and that I've spoken about, we divided amongst the 5 of us. We were supposed to be 6, but one could not make it, so we had to be the 5 of us. And when you're putting your money aside for that, then you have to put some consideration. System, the budget is this, so you have exact money. Just know that sometimes plans don't go as you would wish for. So one of us could not come, so we had to take up that cost. So for me, I've told you it's myself and my 2 kids. So for SGR, it was 4,000 total, going and coming back. For the transfers, it was 1,800. Transfer to the villa, and from the villa to SGR terminus. For the Wasini trip, total was coming to 6,000 for me and my 2 kids. Yeah, remember that. For the house, the 4 days and 3 nights, the total was coming to 15,000 for me. Yeah. For the chef, my cut of the cost was 800. For the food, that is the stuff we bought in the supermarket and the market, like fruits, the water, it came to 3,000. Then there's snacks for the SGR. The snacks we bought, remember I said we bought some snacks in the supermarkets before leaving Nairobi, and as well some snacks before leaving Diani. And in the SGR, especially, I think on our way back, yeah, that's when we bought snacks in there. We bought some coffee and tea and some muffins and stuff. So the total of that came to 1,500. And then there's just the small expenditures that you incur, such as henna. You want to buy a coconut, whatever it is. I put that at 1,500. I'm not so sure at that, but it couldn't have gone higher than that. So what's the total of all those items? My total came to 33,600. 33,600. The 33,600 is 4 days and 3 nights in Diani, in a villa, with a chef, plus SGR and SGR transfers, and a trip to a scenic island, Kisite Mpungoti Marine Park. I think that's a steal, because if you were to say I had booked with one of those traveling agents, usually it's like 33k in a good hotel, or 20-something thousand per person per night or something. Correct? So you can see, so we got to enjoy almost everything. The only thing that we did not have was the luxury of staying in a big hotel. But in terms of the experience, it was the same, because even when going to Kisite, one of our group members was staying in one of those luxury hotels, because it's where we picked him. But you can see the experience was all the same. So of course, if you have the money, I would say luxury hotel, please go there. It's awesome. I think you go there. But if you don't say that you can't. I would say pull your resources with friends and then go. And with kids, if I had just gone with my 2 kids, I think they would have been bored, to be honest. But now, because we were like 9 children, wow, it was just fun. They bonded, they had fun. It was just good for them. So I personally would advise, if you're going with kids, I think if you can have another pair, or a pair of kids, or some more friends or something to go together, it works much better for the kids. The only Debbie Downer that we had is we forgot to buy alcohol. I think that is where motherhood has gotten us to. We didn't have any alcohol in the trip, for sure. We did not. But we had fun, but without alcohol, which is a good thing. So, yeah, vacations I think are possible. You pull resources, you divide costs, then you travel. You don't have to wait for the day you have crazy money to travel somewhere. So that's it for today. See you next week, guys.